Joining us now, former senior advisor to the Department of Homeland Security under Secretary Mayorkas and former acting ICE Director John Torres. Also joining us, former DHS senior advisor Berney Flowers. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us. John, I'm going to start with you here. As former acting ICE director, one thing that I think is important to point out is what Democrats are viewing as a victory, that is giving all ICE agents body cams. To me, that seems like a win for everybody.
Yeah, Bob and Katrina, thanks for having me on. I would agree that is a win for everybody, because not only are you going to see what's happening on the ground and the reality of which ICE agents are working in, it's also going to demonstrate that some of these allegations against the agents are preposterous and absolutely false, and the cameras will be able to show that. And of course, I've always said, even when I was the acting ICE director, I would welcome that technology, especially now that it's less cost prohibitive as it was 15, 20 years ago, and the quality is better. But I welcome that, because if you do have a few of those bad apples, as you would with any large agency, you want to make sure you address that as quickly as possible.
Colonel, I think the One Big Beautiful Bill put a lot of money in DHS to ramp up ICE here. Does it slow down the ICE operations at all? You can make some reforms. You can throw on body camera. President Trump got a mandate to remove criminal illegal aliens. So what actually changes when it comes to that?
Bob and Katrina, thanks for having me. I think this is the greatest thing we possibly could have done in this effort, bringing in body cameras. Now there's no question of what's happening, and I think the administration is doing the right thing. I applaud them all the way. I don't see any negatives in this situation.
Does the speed change of deportation rate? I think that's really at the crux of this.
I don't think it changes at all. I mean, the bottom line is nothing's going to slow down unless there's some sort of anomaly. I think it'll actually speed up, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, John, what I want to point out also is when the Speaker of the House was speaking earlier, he said, listen, the DHS funding has been front loaded by the big, beautiful bill. So he said, if Democrats essentially want to play this game, that's how he described it. Instead, they're going to be hurting agencies like FEMA, the Coast Guard, TSA, and affecting national security in other ways simply by being anti-ICE. So even the way they're framing this, it sounds like it's not accurate.
Yeah, 100%. And I say that because, as you mentioned, there's multiple agencies across the board at the Department of Homeland Security. It's a large behemoth of a department. And when I used to sit in those meetings, they called us the Gang of Seven, because there were 7 major components, including ICE and the Secret Service and others. And there are very separate missions all within the Department of Homeland Security that do address not only public safety, but national security. So if you want to withhold all of that, you're going to have serious problems across the board. This isn't just about immigration enforcement. And having said that, even ICE alone has responsibility to enforce 400 criminal statutes. And it's more than just immigration enforcement.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Director Torres, Colonel Flowers, thank you.
Thank you for having us.